62 feet of octopus, a jaw the size of a grapefruit. And the only reason we're meeting it now is because an AI peeled open a rock no human ever cracked. The Kraken was real, not exactly the ship-eating cartoon, but close enough. In a paper out this April in Science, a paleontology team described two extinct giant octopus species cruising the oceans roughly 100 million years ago. The big one stretched up to about 60 feet, longer than a school bus. Bigger than the giant Pacific octopus alive today, whose arm span already runs past 13 feet. Scientists weren't expecting that at all. They didn't dig up a body. Octopuses are almost entirely soft tissue. They don't fossilize. What survives is the jaw. It's hard, beak-like, with a lower half shaped, like a shovel. The team found those jaws sealed inside big seafloor rocks called concretions in northern Japan. The team sliced the concretions, photographed every layer, and used an AI model to rebuild the fossils in 3D, a method they're calling digital fossil mining. The largest lower jaws ever found for an octopus, chips and scratches all over them, the signature of crushing shrimp, lobster, and nautilus-like prey. Now here's the part the headlines mostly skip. The right side of every jaw was more worn down than the left. Same side. Every specimen. In a vertebrate, we call that handedness, lateralized brain wiring. As one of the researchers put it plainly, single-sided usage might indicate that the brain was already fairly well developed. An invertebrate. In the age of the dinosaurs, already running a brain organized like ours. The Kraken wasn't just big, it was already wired for smarts. 80 million years later, that brain plan is still doing things we don't fully understand. Start with sleep. You can watch an octopus dream, and you can watch it on the skin. In 2023, a team at the Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology published a paper in Nature showing that octopuses cycle between two sleep states. There's the quiet one, and there's an active one that looks an awful lot like REM, the same sleep stage where humans do most of our dreaming. Here's the catch. When you and I drop into REM, our brain switches off the muscles. That's why we don't act out the dream. Octopuses don't do that. Their muscles stay live. Their chromatophores, the color cells in the skin, keep firing. So during this active sleep, the animal just lies there, eyes shut, body twitching, while its skin cycles through every pattern it uses while awake. Camouflage, threat displays, social signals, rapid fire, for about a minute at a time, on loop. Nobody knows if octopuses dream the way we do, but whatever's happening inside their head, they're painting it on the outside of their body. And when they're not asleep, they're not exactly working alone. Octopuses are supposed to be solitary. Tell that to a day octopus in the Red Sea. Behavioral biologists at the Max Planck Institute of Animal Behavior have spent years filming octopus cyanea leading hunting parties of fish, sometimes 2 of them, sometimes 10, across the reef. The goatfish scout for food. They dive into crevices and flag where the prey is hiding. The octopus picks whether the group moves and when. As the lead researcher told Nature News, the octopus basically works as the decider of the group. Most of the fish pull their weight. But one species, the blacktip grouper, has figured out that hanging around an octopus-led hunt means free food without the work. They drift in. They hover. They wait for somebody else to flush dinner out. The octopus does not approve of this. Roughly half the time a grouper joins one of these groups, it gets punched. Not nipped, not chased. Punched. A flat, fast arm shot, captured on video over and over again, that says, contribute or get out. Discipline by tentacle. Strength is one thing. The next bit is stranger. Octopuses lie. That's not a metaphor. In August 2025, a team of comparative cognition researchers published a paper in Trends in Ecology and Evolution arguing that cephalopods, including octopuses, pull off something called tactical deception. That's a step above instinct. It means flexibly adjusting a deceptive signal based on who is watching. The classic example: a male cuttlefish or an octopus, with a rival on one side and a potential mate on the other, will flash courtship colors on the mate-facing half of his body and flash threat display colors on the rival-facing half. At the same time, one animal, two audiences, two completely different stories. Until very recently, we thought that kind of, "I know what you can see, and I'm going to use that against you" type of thinking was the territory of great apes and a couple of corvid species. Animals with backbones, big social brains, the standard intelligence package. Octopuses are showing up with a wildly different body plan, a brain shaped like nothing else on Earth, and pulling the same trick. Loop that back to the fossils. The Cretaceous Kraken wasn't just the biggest invertebrate that ever lived. It was the first hint that the smartest thing in the dinosaur-age ocean might not have had a spine at all. Handedness in an 80-million-year-old jaw. Dreams played out in Technicolor on living skin. Hunting parties run by an 8-armed boss who punches the slackers, lying out of one side of the body at a time. 8 arms, 9 brains, if you count the ones in each limb, and not a single backbone. The wildest mind in the ocean might also be one of the oldest minds we've ever found.